All right. Good afternoon, good morning, good afternoon, and good evening, wherever you're tuning in from. Welcome back to another ClearMud live stream. I hope everyone's doing well. I'd love to hear it in the chat. How's your week going so far? You already know that pre-stream espresso. Yeah, today for me, first half of the day at the farm, came back, ate some lunch, took a nap because I was extremely tired. I was there at the sunrise. Got very little sleep last night because I was up late, vibing as per usual. Let's make sure we're live. Espresso. All right, we are. Perfect. What's up, Pokemon? Welcome back. What's up, Whoosh? All right, so today we're going to focus on Hermes, but I am kind of doing a few things all at once. I'm prepping for the release of 5.5, so I have this script. I know what I'm going to build for the video. That video is going to come out next week because I promised that the video I released yesterday is going to have a part 2 to it where we actually wire everything together. And I really want to keep that a part of the same week because I think that one's going to be super valuable. I don't know if there's any one video out there that teaches you how to take a prototype in your favorite preferred CLI that you've built locally, deploy it on GitHub, connect Vercel, connect Stripe, initialize and connect a database, and then wire it all together. I think it's going to be super valuable with the tech stack that I'm promoting, or the tech stack rather that I like to use. And then obviously as an effect of it, I'm promoting it, right? So let's see. Ooh, and then I need to continue working on my VPS. But yeah, we're going to be essentially, I'll give you guys a teaser. Let's see. Did it include a prompt for me, or am I going to have to go and improve that? I'm sure it probably exists out there. It's kind of inspired by Prompt Browser, but I'm going to build a web app that essentially gives you the cliff notes of any YouTube video in an easy to digest manner. And then not only are we going to be testing each model based off of its front end capabilities and functionality capabilities, but also its intelligence of creating those cliff notes. So we're going to use Opus 4.7 to create the cliff notes for that model, and then 5.5 to create the cliff notes for the other model. So we're going to be fully testing each model, not only from the build perspective and deployment, but also just from the intelligence of the model creating the output. So it should be a fun one. It should be a fun one. Hey, Alejandro, I'm doing well. I'm doing well today. It's been a solid week, very productive. Closing out a project, time is freeing up. We're on the 22nd. Yeah, so things are good. Can't complain. Just taking it one day at a time, not overwhelming myself. And then I also started doing a little bit of concept for a new logo, because I still haven't defined a logo that I like for ClearMud. Now, the YouTube avatar that you see, I really love that, right? It's part of me. However, the brand ClearMud doesn't really have a logo. We have this CM, right? But I knew this was only temporary. And I've landed on something to do with an eyeball, right? Because ClearMud, maybe I'm thinking more sight. Originally I wanted it to be brain, and then I thought maybe a microphone, but microphone doesn't really I think different variations of the ClearMud logo would be really cool. But I'll show you guys certain concepts that I was coming up with, and I'm still unsure of which one I'm going to go with. But this is going to be a rather long process, right? So I'm using Nano Banana Pro or Nano Banana 2 to help me come up with the concept. But I like the idea of an eyeball, but this is too plain for me, personally. This is way too plain for me. So, but this is, I'm coming up with different iterations of, I think the eyeball is going to be the move. It's just, how is it going to look, right? I haven't decided yet, but it's a work in progress. It's a work in progress. Creatively for me, I can't just sit down from start to finish. I have to let the thoughts marinate. I come up with an idea. I sit on it for a day or 2 or 3, and then I come up with different ideas, different revisions, right? And I do have my iPad out here as well to kind of sketch some ideas I have to feed it to Nano Banana. And then primarily we're going to focus on Hermes today, but let's also go check in on Muddy because I was going to run an update and I totally forgot to. Maybe I did earlier. It just didn't process. But I know the 420 update was apparently is supposed to be really, really good when it comes to using GPT as your primary agent. Now, we also have 5.5 on the cusp of being released, and I'm very excited for that, right? Like, I think 5.5 is going to be a game changer for our OpenClaw agents. And then to piggyback off of that, right, I also did some work on ClearMud OS to essentially did some work late last night to start archiving boot camps and coming up with the next boot camp slot, right? And this next one is obviously, I think it makes the most sense to be a GPT 5.5 build out, which we'll have to start sometime in May, I think is going to be the move. But TBD, right? We'll plan that as per usual. We'll plan that on these live streams. You know what I mean? We'll put together the curriculum, and then instead of making you wait 5 weeks for it to be complete, I'm going to do a sprint. We're just going to go 5 days straight on this boot camp. I think that's going to be much better. I don't even know what that face is. Oh, that's a laughing face. Nice, nice. So Hermes compared to OpenClaw at the moment, for me personally, I'm building out a Hermes team to handle production code, right? To handle bugs, feature updates, anything front facing, it's my engineering team. Now, anything internal, day-to-day, ClearMud operations, ClearMud content creation, that's still OpenClaw for me, and I still have my engineering team on OpenClaw for me handling all of that. And then, you know, layer 2 of this is I'm going to have them communicating together at some point. So today we're actually going to focus on building out just a super simple dashboard. I kind of started already this morning before I went to the farm. Yeah, hope that answers your question. Like, the strengths I see with Hermes is I love the built-in memory, right? I love how, I can't say that OpenClaw would forget things for me, but I spent a lot of time training my OpenClaw setup, the primary one that I use daily. So I didn't see the same issues that a lot of people ran into because I took that time to plan and just feed it a ton of context, create standard operating procedures, right? SOPs for how I want it to operate based on any given task. So it did very well from that perspective. However, when it comes to managing production environment code bases plus staging environments plus bugs plus features, I feel like Hermes has, you know, the advantage there, especially given the team that is behind Hermes. I feel like I trust it more for that use case. So that's what I'm building my team out for. It's not replacing OpenClaw by any means. So I hope that answers your question, Jordan. Andra reminds me of the evil eye with the blue in your logo. Interesting. All right. Thank you. Thank you. You know, it's, I'm going to sketch this. You're going to see my artistic capabilities here in a moment. I'm going to sketch something on my iPad and we're going to feed it to Google to see what it comes up with. Let's actually just do a quick refresh. Is this chat? Oh, it is connected. Let's go back to Muddy. Oh, it looks like it's still updating. Running doctor checks. So maybe it already updated and now it's interesting. Yo, what's up, TJ? Yeah, today is not going to only be Hermes. I know that was it's going to be a majority of the live stream we'll be building out in Hermes. Obviously, Hermes bootcamp is inevitable. The question is, do I do that for our second bootcamp or do I wait and do that for number 3 and then build out another OpenClaw setup first? What's beautiful about these sprints is I'll be able to knock out these boot camps a lot more frequently, given schedule, right? May is going to be a busy month for me already. It's already lining up to be jam-packed, but I'm making sure to leave some extra time, you know, because this channel is my priority. Have you tried some image gen with GPT-2 yet? Not yet, but I've been observing the industry, what people are claiming. I haven't played with it yet. I decided I'm going to wait for GPT 5.5 to come out before I really dig into all these new features. Rather than kind of starting now and then waiting for 5.5. I feel like my weekend's going to be a GPT weekend. if I'm being honest. But I do want to get some golf in, and I possibly want to take a road trip. We'll see. 4.21. Okay. Oh, wait. There's already an update for today? Nice. So let's just make sure this comes up. And in the meantime, I want to draw something here. All right. What if we like split it? I just don't like too many even circles because then it just looks like a bullseye. You know what I mean? I want it to have like some type of uniqueness. It's just like no matter what I draw, it just reminds me of a bullseye. But I like the idea of like having a base, and then depending on what part of ClearMud we're working on, we have like one little thing that's different. Okay, okay, very nice, very nice. The golden age. You got any plans? Happy early birthday, by the way. And if you don't tune into the stream, I understand. Celebrate, enjoy your day. But what are your plans? All right, I feel like I need some inspiration here as I sketch this out. Ooh. You know what? I'll show this. I'll show this. I just like, you know, it's like my version of Pinterest. I like seeing what other people come up with. Now, I don't want it to be like a traditional eye, right? I want it to be a little unique. That's actually kind of cool. And then even this, just, but like when you make that smaller, right? We're thinking from the perspective of, ooh, I actually really like something like this. Huh. Interesting. Nice, nice. Sounds like a solid day. I feel like this is all noise for some days. They are not game changes. As freelance, it's totally becoming shit with vibe coders. Yeah, I mean, I feel like prices are coming down for sure. Depending on your target audience, depending on who you're reaching out to build whatever it is you're building. A lot of it is noise. A lot of it is noise. That's why I think it's important to pick a lane and stick to it and stop chasing all the noise. Yeah, I agree with you. I agree with you. I do not approve and I do not like to live by the shiny object syndrome approach where you're chasing every new thing. Now, the reason I'm excited for GPT-5.5 is OpenClaw, right? That's my daily driver now when it comes to my model that my agents are using. And the experience with the migration from Claude has been, to put it nicely, just underwhelming, right? I haven't been truly satisfied like I was with Opus 4.6. You know what I mean? So, but yeah, no, I agree. Oh, that's kind of cool. Eyeball with the YouTube logo. I don't know though. I need to sit on this eyeball logo idea. Oh, that's actually really cool. That would be too small in a circle or in like a little square. But even just taking like one. Interesting. Let's actually go and prompt. I'm actually very curious about this. This is just concept, right? I'm just coming up with ClearMud's logo moving forward, right? Because the avatar you see on the YouTube channel is just a cartoon version of me. And I think that'll stick for a while. But when it comes to the website, this CM, this is a placeholder, right? I knew it wasn't gonna stick. I just created something for the sake of starting. But I do want something a little more permanent, something that I'm happier with, and something that reflects the brand. You know what I mean? So yeah, today's a little bit of logo design, just getting inspiration, right? Just looking around and seeing what all these ideas are. Maybe I don't stick with an eyeball. Maybe I move to something else. But right now, an eyeball is kind of where I'm at. Just given the name ClearMud. Yeah, I don't know about that. All right, let's go check in on OpenClaw updating. Gateway did not become healthy after restart. Update complete. Interesting. OpenClaw gateway status. What's up, Benoit? Welcome. How you doing today? We haven't gotten started on the Hermes yet. Doing a little squirreling here as per usual. Just working on some internal ops stuff. Coming up with a new logo concept. Updating OpenClaw. And then we'll get started on Hermes here in a second. But I'd love to hear it in the chat. What's everyone building with today? What's everyone working on? Oh, I mean, it is running. All right. We'll do some doctoring here in a second if we need to. Let's just go and let's go talk to Muddy, shall we? Start a new sesh. Yes, I can. Are you talking about within OpenClaw? Yeah, I totally can. Because I built out my own terminal feature here. I still use it quite a bit, but today we're not really going to work on that, right? Today is mainly Hermes. You see waves and mud. So mud has always been at the top of mind, a part of the logo, but like, how do you create a logo from mud? You know what I mean? Like, I don't know. I feel like it's got to be related to sight, right? I don't know. This one's a tough one. I got to say, I've been following this dude Bridgemind since he was like, I don't know, a couple thousand subs. And I don't like his logo entirely, but I like what he did with his logo. You see it's a lightning bolt, and then he created these like embossed kind of like shapes out of it to create this hexagon with a lightning bolt inside of it that's split between two colors. That is a really cool concept. Great job, right? I don't know how much time he spent on that logo, but yeah, it's just missing the beat. Let's go back to Muddy real quick. Nice. Let's see how its memory does. Blue waves, brown waves. So maybe like a river and a riverbed. Okay. Interesting. Interesting. Yeah, shoot. That's what these live streams are for. Ask away, man. And I did give a little teaser. I did start building out the dashboard. Let's go take a look at it, shall we? Where is it? Is it this one? Look at, like, I gave zero creative direction or creative context, and it built this. I don't know how I feel about like this grainy look, but obviously it's not working. This is also very, am I zoomed out? Is that why? Zoom. I don't like how everything's scaled. Like back at 100%, it's just impossible to read. I have to like zoom into 125. Oh, it gave me options with different. This feels like Hermes' website, no? Yeah, it does. That's hilarious. That is hilarious. Wow. Okay, I see where it got its inspiration from. That's funny. Now, interesting there, TJ. Interesting. So an eyeball with a river flowing, I don't know. Huh. All right, not a bad first go. I see you drew a lot of inspiration from your creator's website. Think from this perspective. I like how you have the tabs across the top, the title on the top left. I want this to look more like we're inside of an internet browser. So those tabs should look like internet tabs. You shouldn't be able to X them. So take a new approach. Let me know if you need any more creative direction. I really want you to just surprise me here. Additionally, when I'm navigating across like logs, analytics, sessions, everything's empty, right? Is this done on purpose? Is this because we haven't initialized our convex database? But more importantly, right, this is more of a place for me to visualize all the work that you're doing as we start to build out this multi-agent team. So keep all of this in mind. All right, we're gonna let it get to work there. Interesting. Very interesting. When I assign a task to my ghost Zeus, it either doesn't complete it or fails to notify me once it's finished. Also, if I ask about a previous task to see what happened with it, that inquiry gets lost amidst the new one. Do you have any ideas on what to do, or is there a specific episode I should go back and review? So first and foremost is, was this working prior with Claude, or did you just build this out? And obviously I'm guessing this is OpenClaw, correct? And then did you take the time with this agent to feed it as much context as possible about you, about the system, about its purpose, about standard operating procedures, like all of these details? Or are you just having it do tasks and it's responding this way? It sounds to me like there's not enough, A, there's not enough context, and B, there's not enough rules set with your agent to operate in the desired way, right? Because believe it or not, like, you have to take the time to explain to your agent how you want it to handle inquiries and questions, et cetera, et cetera. It's not going to just know off the bat, especially with GPT in its current form. Maybe with GPT 5.5 that changes, I don't know. But you got to take the time to feed it, A, the context of what its purpose is, what it's building, what it's managing, what it's doing, what it's automating, and then how you want it to work, right? When I ask a question and you're already working on something else, what should it do, right? Should it drop what it's doing to answer the question? Maybe that's what's happening. Yeah, answer those. Hopefully that's helpful. Answer those questions if you can. What's up, F World? Right on, right on. Ah, okay. So wait, so you're still using Claude then for your agent? I'm a bit confused. Please elaborate. This logo's still not hitting for me. It's still not hitting. I do like the detail of this though. I mean, that's just insane. What if we just use a straight up eyeball? But we would need to make it pop. Like, I'd get rid of the eyelid, right? And I would just use like this part with a little bit of the white and the veins. I don't know. Okay, it's starting to look more like an internet browser. Pretty cool. I don't like how this cuts off here. This grainy effect I feel has to go too at some point. I'm not really feeling it. I'm not really feeling it. Looks like he's still working. Checking the current dashboard. Yeah, it's not being served by the Hermes dashboard that injects session token API context. Pin down the emptiness issue. It's not because convex is uninitialized. The UI is currently running Hermes' own session log APIs. Okay. I really wish Discord had a built-in feature that every other message has like a gray background, to alternate rows to show. Because when you highlight, you see that. But I just hate staring at this wall of text. Does anybody know if Discord has that feature? Is it just looping the same song? It is. It's crazy. We'll pull this off screen here while we continue working on agents instead. Hermes is coming along. It's coming along. I've been doing a lot of planning first and foremost. Now today we're building its first version of a dashboard, but the dashboard is more of a place for me to visualize everything. And then we're going to be building out all the different agents, as well as giving them responsibilities to start handling the staging and production branches for both ClawCrib and Prompt Browser. Let's do a hard refresh on this. Okay, it's actually still working, so we'll just give it a second here. I'm gonna go back to this eyeball concept. Interesting. Yeah, it's gonna be a very slow deployment. You know, I'm trying to work on it live as much as possible, but I am working on it off air as well. So I'll show as much of the process as I can, but expect some videos coming out, I would say, first and second week of May for Hermes. Once I have my system fully operational, right? That river concept, I don't know. Ooh, I might have just came up with something clever. I don't know how this is gonna look though. Nah, I don't like that at all. I do like that though. I gotta say, I love how Hermes just keeps on working. Keeps on working. I heard that too. I can't confirm, but I heard this as well. Thinking of this stitch to anti-gravity in Claude. Okay. And then convex plus Vercel. And then obviously you're using React. Okay. Seems solid to me. Out of curiosity, like So your Stitch is more so you can kind of plan the visuals first, and then you're going to bring it to life using Claude as your main model, anti-gravity IDE. Okay. Listen, I mean, it seems great. Yeah, it does. It does. I've gotten a far amount of, let me rephrase this. I've gone a very long time on the free model. Now, literally today, I signed up for the Pro for $25 a month. Because I want to start deploying more things, and I don't want to have limitations of 4 or 5 projects. And the $25 a month is pretty generous as long as your app doesn't go insanely viral with like millions of requests. Yeah. I would say the only negative is once you reach a certain, like if you go look at the paid plan, once you reach a certain number of requests, it's like it does charge you overage usage. But they do have an awesome feature which Google Cloud Console does not. You can set budgets, but you can't stop it at a price. Whereas with Convex, you can set a budget and then you can have it hard stop at a price, any additional per monthly. So migrated all my agents to OpenAI and built a gateway to continue using my Anthropic subscription, which is utilized by one of the agents. Nice. Solid. Yeah, to the extent for me here, I have, one of my agents using the CLI that I built in MuddyOS. But when it comes to the personality, I just didn't fight the transition. I just accepted that my agents are going to run off of GPT via personality wise. So I'm very excited for 5.5 tomorrow. Yo, what's up, Ryan? All good. Hope you're having a good week so far. Thanks for tuning in. I mean, in my opinion, you should be using Codex for security audits, not Claude. Claude is great at building things, but when it comes to production-ready code, I always pass through things with Codex to do a final pass-through on the code base, finding any vulnerabilities, any possible exploits that Claude overlooked. That's an industry standard. If you look across a lot of the big respectable names who actually create content that they stand behind, Codex is always that final pass-through. I'm not really liking what I'm sketching at all. I feel like I should do something simple here. What if I remove this outer border? Create an inner. All right, you guys are going to see I'll airdrop this to my laptop in a second. I've settled on an idea that we're going to have Nano Banana Pro. And why not? We'll also go test OpenAI's new image Gen 2, I think. Now I need to go take a look at what continents look like. All right, let's check in on Neo though real quick. Excuse me. I approve. I mean, everything sounds good. Get it working. Additionally, just my initial feedback on how everything looks. You nailed the top, but I do not like this grainy effect. Let's get rid of that, please. And feel free to use Shade CN UI components. And then additionally, each tab kind of cuts off, right? If I click a tab, it should create that line all the way down. You have like, no matter what tab I click on, the browser cuts off after the address and the back and forth buttons, right? It doesn't look like it's a part of that browser. Additionally, Neo browser, you don't need to title that there. Just call it ClearMud Ops, internal runtime view. And those are all the notes I have. Please continue. And while you're building this out in parallel, let's build out our multi-agent team that we have very well documented. I want to be able to visualize everything on this dashboard. All right. That's probably going to take a while to work. So let me continue what I was doing. Okay, so what I'll do, ooh, I kind of like that effect to where it's blue for the ocean, white for the continents. All right, I need to take another crack at this. I need to layer this logo properly too. Hold on. Let's layer this, add layer. We'll put that behind. Let's grab a blue. So we want to. I wonder if I just make the whole thing blue and then paint in white. Okay, we're getting there. Wait, what happened to, uh-oh. Whoa. I wish I could show what I'm doing real time, but I'm not an artist. And it's probably better you don't see my process. If I'm being brutally honest with myself. Do we have any illustrators in the chat? All right. Okay, that was bad. It'll have to be good enough. What ID are you talking about? On Ubuntu, this is Ghosty. But primarily, I've been using CMux more and more. And if I'm being brutally honest, I'm kind of in the process of building my own. It's not a priority of mine, but I'm just taking the best of all of the terminals and IDEs and making, I can draw stick figures. Yeah, me too. You and me both. I mean, this is cool. We can now see all the sessions. Look at this. I mean, it's doing its thing. It is doing its thing. All right, maybe the grainy effect is now growing on me. I don't know. Oh no, this isn't an IDE. This is a web browser. I use it strictly for streams and videos because in post-edit, I used to add these borders onto the video of the screen recording, but it allows me to create colored borders for the browser. So it just highlights what I'm working on. Yeah, it's a web browser. Now, they are, it's created by, I forget who the parent company of Arc is, but they're essentially not focused on Arc anymore, and they're building out Dia, which I'm very bummed about. But they, you know, they still, I think what they're doing is they're not focusing on improving it. They're still maintaining Arc, but when it comes to creating new versions of Arc, they're done. They're focused on Dia, which I was bummed about. But I loved just the easy, you know, the border view. That's honestly why I use it. I still use Brave primarily for everything else. And then sometimes Google Chrome. But yeah, no, this isn't, not an IDE. It is doing its thing. We haven't set up any crons, so there wouldn't be anything here. And I didn't ask to, you know, the ability to create them. That's cool. I don't think I want to show you guys keys, so I'm never going to go to that tab. I think that's just meant for my eyes. Interesting. Okay. Listen, we're going to let it do its work. It's literally still working. Love it. Yo, what's up, Derek? How you doing today? Today, we squirreled a little bit at the start. We're doing some logo ideation for ClearMud. I'd love your input. I would really love your input on this. Right now I'm sketching something on my iPad, and then I'm going to bring it into Nano Banana 2 as well as GPT's Image Gen 2. Let's open up. And then we're building out a dashboard to visualize the Hermes agent team coming to life. And we're doing it live. I didn't do too much off air. Oh man, this logo is making me cringe. Now let's add white to the background. And this is where I'm going to create the continents. Let's see how I want this to look. All right, we'll do that. And then that. That does not look like Africa, does it? That's okay. I guess that kind of does look like Africa. And then a little European countries. Bop, bop, bop. All right. That's supposed to be like Russia, Asia. This looks horrible. And then this is kind of Antarctica, I think. And then kind of see North America off to the left. And I don't even know what this is supposed to be. This is not a continent. It's just turning into a blob of white. But what are you working on today, Derek? How's everything going with you? Whoa, why does that? I swear I forget about that. Double tap on the pencil. It switches from pencil to, or marker to eraser. It's really annoying. All right, and then we're gonna bring that out. That does not look like South America, but listen, I think this is a good enough reference. I'm dead. I'm dead. And then what else am I working on the side that I'm not building in public? Oh, a new kind of streaming deck for me. So I like OBS, but I'm kind of building my own. I just don't know how reliable it's going to be. I don't think it would be anything I would ever release, but I want to build out my own version of OBS that suits my needs to easily show off everything I want to show off on the screen, to make this more of a, I don't want to say immersive experience, but to give you more of a feel of like how everything looks on my end, right? But I got to keep in mind, like, you can only fit so much on a screen with certain resolutions, especially with, 40% of people watching on a mobile device. You can't see all the detail, right? So I think the layout we're using is good for now. I just display one screen, my video, that's it. But I want essentially a dashboard showing chat on screen, which I think would be very beneficial, allowing me to then pin that chat or avoid having to pin chats. Or rather, instead of pinning a chat, like underneath my video here, you see the feed of chat, and then I can select one and then it highlights that row. So instead of pinning something off to the left, that's my new pinning mechanism. I don't know how far I'll go with that. We're gonna keep using the setup I have now until I'm happy with that. But yeah, just building some fun stuff on the side on the spare time. Hey, thank you. I'm thrilled. Yeah. The name took a while to stick, and it honestly, I think I have a live stream on another channel. I would just have to dig through the old channels where I actually came up with the concept of the name. I was like bouncing different ideas back and forth. I came up with ClearMud. I then registered the YouTube channel. This was back in December of 2023. And then I just reserved it and started consuming AI content, started experimenting, started vibe coding as soon as that was a thing, before even that was called vibe coding, or this was called vibe coding. But it took me close to 2 years to actually start something, because I was still trying to find that niche, figure out what I wanted this channel to be, what I wanted this brand to be, right? But the name was decided early on because I just freaking love the name. I took some time away from building everything, being so busy personally. That's good, man. Hey, life's all about balance. You build too much, you got to focus on life, So I'm happy to hear this. Trying to get things organized and plan to start firing away this weekend. Yeah. Hey, listen, I think a setback is a blessing in disguise, and I think everyone would define it a little differently. I think maybe it was just a necessary reset, and I'd be shocked if you don't have new ideas coming back. All right, so listen, I do not like this at all. How do I crop in? Because I didn't use the whole page. Let's see. Canvas, crop and resize. There we go. Okay. Bam. Set. How do we airdrop this? You can tell I'm an Apple user, right? Share. PNG. And we'll send that to us. There it is. Pretty intuitive. All right. So let's see. We'll get to this dashboard revision in a moment, but let's go. I'll just bring open this browser here. That is not how you spell sketch. Sketched something. Let's bring it to life, shall we? My idea was the eyeball with the iris, right? I think the center of your eyeball is called the iris, if I'm not mistaken. Then the background of the eyeball being the globe with a fun approach to drawing out the continents without being too detailed. All right. Let's have it be a 1-to-1. So let's I should probably show you guys full screen, right? What my drawing looked like. Don't laugh. Don't laugh. I know the blue's very bright, but here's the idea, right? The eyeball with the iris and then all these lines, but then the background, the base of the eyeball being a two-tone vector approach to the globe, something worldwide, right? I don't know. We'll see how this sticks. We'll see how this sticks. It's honestly a little too similar to my personal brand logo that I've been developing. But I do love the idea of, ooh, okay, listen, I'm not mad at it. Interesting. I like the tone of blue that it used more. Oh, I will laugh. Pipple, Mr. Worldwide. Oh, Mr. Worldwide. I'm using the globe because this is more of a global brand than a United States-based brand, right? So like that's why I was thinking like, why not incorporate the entire globe into this logo somehow? I don't think that's copyrighted, right? Like I'm pretty sure I can use it. What doesn't stick here is this eyeball part, right? What can we do? Where was that? I think I want to feed it a different concept to mesh in with that instead. Because I like that background. I like that tone. This is actually a very cool concept to creating I love the 5 different colors. Or I guess it's technically just 4, but you have the opportunity to 1, 2, 1, 2, 5. That is really cool. But again, I feel like eyeball logos are played out. And look, it did improve my sketches. Like my Africa did not look like Africa. Like, look, let's go side by side here. My drawing on the right, just kindergarten scribbles. And then look at its iteration of the continents. Like it did a great job making it feel more like professional. Let's put it that way. I just don't like this eyeball in the middle. Like, I don't like this. So, all right. So I love the background, the globe, what you did. I want to keep that static for all revisions moving forward. However, the eyeball in the middle, it's just something's not hitting for me. So I'm going to attach a reference of something we should try to incorporate. But remember the background, the globe, the tone that you've developed here, I think that's the winner. So keep that. Oh, shoot. I pasted away before it pasted, didn't it? Okay. That's also, right? I know. It's just like the center, the eyeball should be bigger without those extra lines. Okay. Yeah. I'm kind of feeling like, I want to find it again. We found it in a past. Oh, I still have that tab open. Do I? Damn. I didn't save it, did I? I squirreled and I closed that tab. Damn it. So the pupil wasn't supposed to have eyelashes. It was based off of an inspiration of another one where it was supposed to be like the subtle lines that if you look at a detailed eyeball, you see lines like behind that initial translucent layer, but they're so faint. That's why I drew those lines. It missed the assignment. That's for sure. Like you see here, like some logos have it. Now there was a detailed logo that I saw that you see here, like this is what it was inspired from. I didn't specify though, they're supposed to be like translucent lines. Oh, that's another thing we can test real quick as well. Hold up. Let's that's a good thought. New chat. Let's X out of there. Create image. It should be built in to create image now, right? I don't have to go to some special part of GPT. Let's bring it here. What specifics do I want to give it? This is actually an interesting concept, but what if it were to be... I had to turn my head to the side. Open image, new tab. What if it were to be... What? Why didn't that add... Like, right, turn this 90 degrees. Having that dot, the eyeball iris, be on the top left. I don't know, before I commit to that, I want to keep looking. Part of me wants to bring back an old logo I used to use, but it's just too detailed. But maybe to get inspiration from it might not be a bad idea. Yeah. Let me just grab that. Looks like Step Brothers Prestige Worldwide logo. Nachos Lemonade, my dad's boat. Such a great movie. Mr. Worldwide who never leaves despite having multiple. Damn it, Dark. Put me on blast. Tell it it's a logo when you prompt and it'll know it too. Uber clean, even instruct maximum minimalism. Okay. Yeah, we're testing that right now. Trying to use a new terminal tool. This one you use on Mac isn't available on PC. So I'm trying to use one called Wave. It's pretty decent. Tabs top or left. Okay, nice. No, let's go take a look though. Oh, wow. I mean, definitely don't like the center, but interesting. Oh, did I say logo? Yeah, I said creating a logo. All right, let's go check out Tebow's tweet, shall we? And if I remember correctly, I need to improve. I need to spend some time on this. I just haven't had the time. So it didn't update here, but when I go check out the blog, it actually did update here. Keep your finger on the pulse. I think it placed it in the wrong place. This was supposed to be on the blog and not each blog page. So let's go to Tebow. Okay, it's not even a correct account. Fucking, come on, Muddy. What did it misspell there? We'll have it fix it right now. Yeah, right? Yep. It was literally my belief that this was happening. Right here, to enjoy your claw. The obvious way. This was my belief. It's just, we have to be patient. That's all. I think by May, and I had no insider information. It was a hunch that by May, that was plenty of time for them to get on the same page, that we're all going to just forget about how horrible GPT was for OpenClaw at first. All right. Hey, so I noticed something that we have something on our blog, each individual blog page on the sticky nav on the side that says, keep your finger on the pulse. That's actually supposed to be on the blog itself on the left vertical menu below latest AI news. So you put it in the wrong place. Additionally, the two links are incorrect. I'm going to link both accounts here. Make sure they go to the right person. And let's just go back in here. Did it get this one right? Okay. I'll just give it just in case. Yeah, I don't know how I feel about this. All right, those translucent lines are just too overpowering. We want to focus on the eyeball and the globe. Make the lines obviously longer, but less pronounced. And then also the white dot in the eyeball, I think should have a hint of yellow or gold. Some type of hint of yellow or gold. Like it's a North Star or something like that. I don't know. I'm just spitballing here. Give me a few revisions too. Also remove all text from the logo. We're just focused on the globe eyeball effect right now. Listen, I'm not mad at GPT's revisions here. Pretty solid. I just don't know how I feel about it now that I see it come to life, right? Let's go back to flow here. All right, it literally just copied that logo. Come on now. All right, so you literally just copied that logo. You were supposed to get inspiration from it. Have a mind of your own, please. Remove the eyelashes on the eye itself. Try turning the logo 90 degrees to where the dot is on the top left. And to think it all started from here. To think it all started from there. Ooh, okay. Listen, now we're getting somewhere. This one catches my eye the most. All right, now how about instead of the North Star being yellow or gold, have the entire kind of like circle within the eyeball have that yellow effect, and then put the North Star back to being kind of like a white. Let's see how this looks. And out of all 4 of these revisions, I like the top left and bottom right the most. I think top left. ClearMud doesn't help. What do you mean? Oh, the mud. Yeah. Yeah, I do too. I do too. What's up, Aries? Welcome back. Thanks for tuning in. How you doing today? ClearMud, to me, I picture it meaning like turning messy into clear structured, maybe shape of an eye with chaotic noise on one side versus clear on the other. What if half of it's blurred and the other half isn't? What if we come up with the logo, blur at one half, the other half isn't? I don't know. Okay, wait. Ooh, I need your help, chat. I feel like, just gonna open up that in a new tab. Whoops, cancel. Oh, it keeps trying to save it when I do that? Okay, I'll just toggle between these two. I'm honestly still feeling the blue with the yellow dot. But now I want to take away the detail from these consonants. Those are too detailed for me, right? But I'm more focused on the eyeball effect. I'm kind of liking this blue on blue. Maybe even make this a little bit bigger. I'm not sure, man. Oh, I have a lot to think about here. Look at how brief this response is. Already the new update of OpenClaw with GPT, I mean, at least it's not giving me a wall of text. It gave me a perceived wall of text here, but it was actually very brief and to the point. Okay, that's still there. Looks like I hadn't done it yet. Okay. Okay. Hey, this is why we're doing this live. I'm getting real-time feedback on this. Derek, 5 points. Yeah, I'm doing well, man. I can't complain. What's up, Stone Z? Oh my God. I can't pronounce that or pin that for the sake of the YouTube algorithm, but you're the second person to say this. All right, let's take a completely different approach here. Remove that reference logo in the center. I'm going to give you another reference. Tie it into this look and feel, please. All right, here is where I'm going to grab. Actually, I'm going to grab this one. Because I like this like tone more. And let's see what it does. We'll go check on the Hermes build in a moment. Where do we stand? Is it ready for me? Okay, it is waiting for me. Cool. Let's go check it out. Hard refresh. The grainy effect is still there. I don't know what you're talking about, man. Am I on the right port? Did it build out a new... No, I'm on the right port. Agent log is actually populating. What about skills? Config. All right, it's still grainy, but I love the direction you've gone in, and it's actually populating real data. The only note I have about the agent roster, I feel like that deserves its own tab at some point, and it should look more like an org chart, or maybe an office view floor plan with agents placed strategically according to their tasks and roles. What else? Product command panels, where are those? Okay. Now, I feel like the overview, these are just like quick overviews of things, right? Do we need these command panels to have their own tabs so we can go a little bit more in depth between ClawCrib and Prompt Browser? Because I like the idea, right? Like the whole purpose of this dashboard is for me to visualize all the work you're doing, right? And for me to check on it once a day or once a week to see what the pipeline of tasks look like. What tickets are open, what tickets are complete, what's been pushed, what's been done, right? So continue the build and let me know if you have any questions. Oh man, it really just completely disrupted the original. Damn it. Okay, GPT. Okay. Now, what if we just start a new session? Create image. Please look at my YouTube channel. website. Wow, minimalistic. Let's see what it does just with that prompt. The problem with that is when you put it as a PFP, right, as an avatar, you're not going to be able to make out the globe in that center little eyeball. That's the problem with that, right? I'm thinking from the perspective of when you zoom out. So, and obviously needs some work. Obviously needs some work. Oh, what's up? Hermes Runtime, GM. How you doing today? Today we're doing a little bit of everything. We're doing some logo design, some new concepts for ClearMud as our main logo. CM is a placeholder. The PFP I have here on YouTube I really love, don't get me wrong. But thinking long term, I do want to start strategizing on a logo for ClearMud. So today we're just coming up with different concepts, working a little bit of OpenClaw, and primarily out of Hermes, we're building out a dashboard to visualize our team and what we're building out and what their purpose is. So I'm just prompting back and forth. I love Hermes is just getting to work. I can like sidestep and go work on something else and then come back to it. Ugh, I do not like this at all. All right. I'm starting to dislike this eyeball altogether. If I'm being honest, I'm starting to dislike it altogether. No, it literally just took the eyeball. Yeah, I'm gonna have to go back to the drawing board because I do not like this. Do not like the first revision it came up with at all. Let's see. I actually should add a note. And while you're at it, don't stop what you're doing, but make sure to do a light dark mode toggle. I like the idea of using the Ubuntu font and Ubuntu mono font. So go search Google Fonts to pull those. Additionally, I'm more of a light mode with an amber orange feel to it. But I'd also like your original revision of the dashboard. You gave me like 7 or 8 different color variations. I'd like you to do the same as well. But then also incorporate that light dark mode with my preferred look and feel. Please and thank you. Wow, this is horrible. My goodness. All right. Yeah, it really is. It really is. And this is no shade on OpenClaw. Don't get me wrong. I still use it daily, but I've noticed with building this out, it requires less hand holding. I can just tell it what to do, come back to it, and trust that it's actually getting things done rather than waiting for my approval on something. All right, it's missing the Pete altogether. Interesting approach to a floor plan. Okay. So I was kind of envisioning a product command and then allowing me to tab between products, but we'll prompt that in there. Got rid of the grainy effect, great. And this is all working great. All right, come back to that in a second. It's missing the beat altogether. One issue with these glasses and these headphones, like, I need to find different ones. Listen, GPT, I think you would do a great job with a little bit more creative direction. But I'm just kind of burnt out right now. So now I'm kind of thinking, what if we make this larger, but then have it blend? What are some, I know I had some older kind of mock-ups. Let me go pull them up. Excuse me. Where is that directory? New logo ideas. It's got to be in here, right? Oh, I was doing a cup? Interesting. Interesting. Yeah, that didn't stick. I had some letters too? Oh, I was playing off the letters. Got it. Oh. That's interesting. Super simple. But it just doesn't fit well as an avatar. You know what I mean? Like, ooh. I mean, it changed the globe altogether. And then I feel like we're missing a continent. What happened to Africa? Okay, so this was like a super simple logo concept. I'm not mad at it, but inside the eye could be, oh no, but okay. The continent shouldn't overlap the center eye. How about taking the logo and converting the roundness of globe to be the eye, just start there. Interesting. Yeah, I mean, it was a simple logo concept for sure. Let me pull up, what's this image? Okay, interesting. Oh, and then these were some variations, right? It was the idea of like one being clear, one being muddy. But I don't know why I made the C kind of like offset. If anything, I like this top right one. That looks more like mud almost. Am I doomed with letters? I was really trying to try something different. Oh, wow. I do not like what's happening here. What is going on? All right, we'll keep it dark. I'm gonna save this as a draft. I still don't know how I feel about it. Actually, yeah, this isn't sticking for me. It isn't sticking for me. I'm going to continue thinking about this off air, obviously. Isn't it funny? Two simple words, clear, mud, and putting them together for logo is so hard. Yeah, it is. That's why I'm thinking, I think I'm just going to keep the avatar for me and maybe just use the C and the M, but one of those versions that I made that I liked more. I'm gonna keep thinking about it, but right, this isn't a short game. Whoa, what the heck? almost added that. Let's go back to it. Neo is still working. It's hard to refresh this. Okay, it looks like it's still working on the... I do not like what I asked it to do. It's a bummer. Now it looks like sessions are not loading as well. I mean, that should resolve itself. We're just gonna let it get to work. I mean, this is an interesting like graphic, but it's just not sticking for me. It's not sticking for me. How do you plan to have your agents communicate with each other? Your stand-up ideas from ClearMud. Each Hermes is a separate profile, uses separations of concerns. Yeah, thanks. So I do plan on making some content around this once I successfully do it. But the way I envision this to work is Elon is essentially going to have a direct communication with one of the Hermes agents. Primarily Neo makes the most sense since Neo's the orchestrator. That way he's orchestrating all of the engineering for front-facing products to Elon. I might just have Muddy and Neo have a direct line of communication to each other. And the way I envision this working is daily status updates and weekly kind of like, what's the term for this? I forget the term, but it's like getting on the same page every week, right? Talking about what each engineering team discussed, what was complete, what was done, any roadblocks that occurred, anything that's waiting for the human to approve. And the way I envision this to actually work autonomously is scheduling cron jobs for them to actually ping each other within their own Discord channel, right? So that's the initial vision for how I want that intercommunication to work. Try to DM you a logo design on the Discord, not friends. Yeah, Discord by default, just due to the old crypto days, I have friends disabled altogether. And since I'm using it as a primary right now, let me try to maybe DM me on X. Maybe that's better because I'm using that as the Hermes thing right now. Why am I not logged into X? Did I get logged out for some reason? Oh, I'm not in the ClearMud profile. That's why. ClearMud. Yeah, I'll pop on X right now. Chat. What's your name on X? Is it Pokemon as well? All right, he's still working. What happened to my OBS? There it is. Oh, that's why ClearMud was on a whole nother screen. Gotcha. Yes, that's going to be my preferred outlet, right? I do plan on creating a Telegram setup as well, but for first go, it's going to be Discord, right? Because I'm primarily communicating with Neo through Discord right now. So I figure why not? I created this private server just for ClearMud Ops where I have my OC agents already tied to, but then I'm going to create a shared kind of like a unified chat or two between the two. Yo, Pokemon, what's your screen name on X? Let me see why. Then Cuban Tech, maybe you can create a logo with the C, almost like a circle filled in with a globe, looking inside the C to give an eye. Okay. Not a bad tip. Thank you, Cuban. Trying to visualize this, like, because I'm also thinking from the perspective of like, it's not going to be something that's super detailed when it's in a PFP. So now I'm kind of thinking of just getting simpler. This globe idea was cool, but I don't know if it's going to stick. All right, approve that, and then we should be able to chat. Yeah, I try to prevent spam as much as possible. Not to say you're spam, but you'd be surprised how many just blind DMs would come in if I didn't set up these blockers. All right, I mean, it's still doing the work. Yeah, now I'm kind of thinking like a two-tone, just a circle with some type of center divider and then something on the bottom, something on the top maybe. I don't know. Like, I'm going to keep thinking about this. I got to say, I love how this eyeball turned out, but I don't think it's going to be something we use. But you know what? I will save it. So let's go to our Google Drive, shared, CM, branding, globe, I. Literally ask for a prompt that will give me a better prompt for logo style aesthetic. What are you talking about? Asking GPT? Oh, wow. Didn't show the cursor. Give me a master prompt. I can prompt. Really? Let me, oh, there we go. Create a minimalistic, high-impact YouTube logo designed specifically for a profile avatar. Done. Now let's go review. Ooh, sessions are back. I do not like the light mode at all. We'll scratch that light mode altogether. Okay. Yeah, so I think for ClawCrib and Prompt Browser, they should be co-located under the same tab, pretty much all products, right? The way I envisioned that to work, a product command panel, is we click that panel, we click that tab, and then there's filter pill tag options for us to filter between all of the products or projects that this Hermes team is managing and maintaining. Does it make sense? Continue the build. Also, remove the light mode. I do not like it at all, and I'm not going to waste time trying to tinker with it. All right, here's what we're going to do. We're going to take this prompt. I'm going to go create a new project. And we're just going to paste that in there. And then let's go ahead, create a new chat, create image, and let's see what it does. Oh, right on. Hey, thank you, Pokemon. Interesting. Interesting. I like it. Now, I like what you did there. Do you mind if I show this off? I think this might be a solid base to like try something off of. It was really cool. I'm a bit behind, but that Hermes agent web UI is one that ships with Hermes agent, not one that your agent has built. Ah, so it didn't just reference its own creator's website. That is a pre-built template. I had no clue. I had no clue. That's good to know, Mr. Baker. Thank you. I like to ask. You never know. Yo, what's up, Sharma? So here's what Pokey drafted. Gotta say, I like the direction. I think I'm going to build off of this. Yeah, the sparkle is the one thing I don't care for. But I love the C into the wave and then the M in the middle. All right, that is very interesting. I'm gonna have to like just sit on this and just really try to visualize something from this. So thank you for that. Now let's see what these master prompts created. Okay, I don't like that. That is interesting, but let's now go look at GPT. Okay. Not really feeling it. Not really feeling it. Oh, did it? Okay. Interesting. Yeah, it was buggy at first, but it should be showing real data now. Like when I go to sessions, it actually shows my sessions. Analytics, it actually shows how many tokens we've used. I don't think this is placeholder data, right? So logs, actual show logs. So it is showing real data. It was kind of buggy throughout this video though. But, you know, I gave it a different look and I'm going to continue to fine tune it. But that's interesting. Yeah, I didn't want to keep that because I didn't want there to be any like issues with this looking the same. Now that I'm kind of thinking about it, I just didn't like the grain most of all. But I like kind of customizing the look and feel as well. So I kind of like the direction I'm going in here. I'm just going to definitely want to alter the colors a bit as well, because that's just too dark and too amber for me. Ah, okay, yeah. Oh no, all good. Yeah, we've just been vibing back and forth, and then I let it do its work, and then we've just been coming up with different logo drafts. Working a little bit out of OpenClaw as well, because I noticed a bug on the blog. Did it go ahead and fix that already? No, it didn't. So waiting for my approval? That's weird. You know, I updated to OpenClaw 4.2.1 before this live stream. And now it's not closing the loop. Interesting. It didn't start a new session, but the session's blank. That's interesting. Whatever. We'll get back to Hermes. That's the focus for today anyway. Okay, now, cool. Now there's a way to kind of filter. Yeah, exactly. I honestly thought it built it from scratch, and I was like, wow, so you referenced your creator's website. Cool. Now I want this to look more like a web browser. And then that's where we went down this path. And then remove the grainy effect, because I just didn't like it personally. Clean and static, noisy, half and half. Okay. Listen, maybe I wouldn't be opposed to it if... No, like if I click into this and then it highlights this and kind of noisies everything else, and then vice versa, keeps this clear and this all noisy until I select a tab. I feel like that's too nitpicky, right? And also this doesn't look like a full unified browser yet. This has this clear disconnect at this point that I would want to fix. But these are like minor UI tweaks. I want to first make sure I can visualize everything first and foremost. So I'm just going to let it do its work. Because we prepped a lot of documentation for this build. Let's go back to it. This is just a quick file viewer I built to view it on the older version of Hermes. But we built a lot of plans. So we're essentially deploying all these plans one by one. And it's just getting to work. And today I may not have time for it, but whoa, we've already been streaming 2 hours. Wow. Yeah, definitely won't have time for it today. But I think on the next one, if I don't do it off air, I'm going to give Hermes full control of ClawCrib and Prompt Browser. I already gave it control of those GitHub accounts. It's been able to create the staging environment because they didn't technically create those environments yet. And then we're going to start incorporating certain feature builds, new features, as well as addressing certain bugs, creating new tabs on each product so that people can report bugs. And then Hermes agents every day will analyze those bugs and see what there is to fix. Yeah. So, but I won't have time to do all that today. We got sidetracked with the logo concept. Yeah. Hey, good for them. You know, I like that they pick their style and they stick to it. Like, we're just going to ask it. We're just going to straight up ask it to start creating different versions. Interesting. Very interesting. So I'm going to, oh, that's a whole different browser. That's why I can't tab that in. Damn it. So let me save that. Give credit to Pokemon. Draft inspo. Let's save that in shared drives, CM branding. What the hell? Google. I guess it had no context into what I thought we were in a thread there. And it just gives me a picture of a man making some bread. Awesome. Great, Google. Great job. That is hilarious. What's up, Thomas? Welcome. I did actually. I've done that both times, on both, earlier in the video. I guess I didn't do it in this thread. Gotta say, I'm not mad at this one. But I just think it's cool. Do I think it would be our logo? No. Interesting one here. All right, I'm going to duplicate this tab, because I want Google now. Actually, I'll use this one. Try again, but use this as inspo. So we're going to try placing that one you generously shared with us, Pokemon. Let's go see branding, new logo ideas, date. Create logo variations based on this inspo, please. Hey, thank you. Now, let's go check in on Hermes, see how he's doing. He's still working. I gotta say, I love this. I do love this, especially compared with the migration from Claude to GPT on OpenClaw. It took a while for OpenClaw to start closing the loop, and now it looks like today's update, he's not closing the loop again, which I'm bummed about. So I'll have to do some tweaking off air. I'm not going to waste time on that because today's focus is around Hermes. So, but I love how I can just go do something else, come back, check in on him. He's getting to work. He's doing the thing. Interesting. Okay. Man, thank you. These are some great revisions. Open new tab. Yeah, I'm using my my GPT 5.4 right now with Hermes. He's been great. At first, in my planning mode, my planning stages. Now I started using it before, of course, Opus was or Claude subscriptions banned the use of AI agents. But I used Hermes primarily just as a Q&A. I was asking it questions. What can you do? Compare yourself to OpenClaw. These types of things for weeks. And then about 2 weeks ago, I deployed a fresh build, a fresh VM with the intent of actually building a multi-agent team. So we started planning that team over the past, 10 to 14 days. Now the plan mode, it was shooting me walls of text, but it was a part of what I was doing. So I wasn't mad at it. But I gotta say, since we started building, it's been brief. It shows me each line item of the task it's doing, the tools that it's calling. It's been solid. Like, I have no complaints. The only complaint I have is Discord. I wish Discord right here alternated each message's background so that you can kind of see each response easily rather than me having to highlight. That's just a little Discord thing. But I got to say, I've been loving the fact that I can just say get to work and it'll get to work. Like, it's wonderful. I feel like we can collab and create a killer logo. Love it. Love it. All right, good to know. I didn't know you were. I see when I see a YouTube screen name, I assume that that's across all socials. So I start searching that name across all platforms. But good to know. I gotta say, I love this direction though. I'm definitely gonna. Yeah, I didn't like the sparkle. All right, we'll do one more draft here. I'm just not going to say anything. All right, Google. It appears that we go through the flow, and for some reason, this is not a part of the thread. Because what, like, come on. Come on. I feel like Google Flow needs to improve, or maybe I just don't understand how the platform works in depth enough, right? Like, I guess this right bar shows that I'm in the line, so remove the sparkles. Let's see if it makes that same mistake again. I have a feeling maybe it was because I was in the root directory of that kind of project, so to speak. So maybe that's what happened here as well. Whereas on the right side, I don't remember seeing the history, the timeline. But I mean, I think so. I think this is more user error, but it's not as intuitive as I would have thought. I'll save it as a concept. That way I can kind of just let it breathe in my thoughts. Pokey 2. All right. All right, let's go check on Hermes. Okay, DocSphere is still up. We'll terminate that soon. I think I will now move that up to product ops, hard refresh. Okay, products. Let's say we go to prompt browser. Next pass, tickets, completed work. All right, now where do we stand with incorporating the ticketing system so we can monitor all the tickets, right? To see the completed work, to see the staged work, the pushed work, and all the final releases. Like, where are we in the deployment plan for all this? Essentially, what's next? Yeah, no, I feel it. I feel it. It's, listen, Pokemon is a universal. I have regrets to this day. I had a dope holographic Charizard from when I was a child, like a little toddler, right? Or like, you know, under 10 years old. I traded them. I traded all my Pokemon cards for the most ridiculous things at that time. Had I just stashed that binder away, whoo, I can't remember all the cards I had, but my goodness, that was probably the worst trade of my life. I'm not gonna lie. But you know what? We live and we learn. All right, I am getting hungry. I am getting hungry. I just want to see what the next plans are, and then I'm just gonna have it get to work while I go make dinner. Okay, so I see when we're on a tab. Okay. Yeah, this all blends in too much for me, so I'll have to just to create some styling guidelines. But as I mentioned, I'm more focused on functionality and is the data actually being displayed properly more than the UI. We can fine tune the UI at the end. But like, I don't see a clear pipeline for each project of like what tickets are open, what's being worked on, bugs, features, et cetera, right? So we're still building everything out from the plans. Okay. Guessing you're laughing at Google Flow going off on a weird tangent. Okay, so yeah, I think that's the rule of thumb. On the right-hand side, if I don't see the history of something I'm responding to, then it's not gonna actually reference that, and it's gonna go and do something like this. Like, what? Like, how do you get this from remove sparkles? Like, that's what I'm confused about. Like, what? At least it's both a forest background, I guess, but like, what? Yeah. I mean, it wasn't a bad feeling at the time, you know? It was a bad feeling thinking back 20 years, 30 years later, like, oh, that was stupid. You know what I mean? Yeah. Like, was it worth it? Definitely not. But in hindsight, in the moment, I was happy. So it's okay. Oh yeah, look at these little avatar things I was working on. I'm just working on new things for the thumbnails, different shirts for the ClearMud avatar. And it made that mistake again here. It's like I'm not learning my lesson. It's hilarious. I had to click it, and I guess it gave me these because I didn't click it. Lesson learned though. We learned something new today. I don't know how I feel about those. I like the classic black tee, if I'm being honest. But I love this one for thumbnails, having him centered, having items on each side. This one's also really cool. This one, I don't know. This one feels like you're an angry neighbor over the fence or like through a window. You know, I don't think I would use that. I don't think I would use that either. My two favorites are this and this, you know, and this one I guess is kind of cool too, but I'll build off of that. If you haven't already, you should look into configuring Hermes agents auxiliary models and setting things like memory compression and web browsing to use cheaper models like 5.4 Nano. Okay, I will look into this. Thank you. Really? Okay. I haven't dug in yet. I don't want to go chase a Claude design video. I feel like everybody and their mama's released a Claude design video, and I'm really focused on what I'm focused on right now. So I want to finish the part 2 of this beginner series for vibe coding. And then next week we're getting into comparing GPT-5.5 and Opus 4.7 and just testing a lot of different things. So maybe I'll work in Claude design when we start doing those comparisons. But yeah, Claude does have that kind of that default faded yellow / dark themed newspaper feel. I'm pinning this again to remind myself. Also muddy. When you're reading this transcript, please add it to my to-do list if I haven't already. Hermes agent auxiliary models with memory compression and web browsing. I'll most likely do this beforehand, but I also have my agent analyze all my live stream transcripts so that when I talk to him, he can add things to my list. It's a pretty nifty little feature so that I don't have to write things down real time. All right. Listen, I think it's been solid. As much as I want to keep going, it's dinner time. It's 7:20 for me. I haven't eaten all day except for some pineapple right before the stream. So yeah, I think we're gonna call it here. And I realize, forgive me, for Monday, for anybody who was waiting for a Discord invite on Monday, I realized I didn't paste the link at the end because I was incredibly tired, if you guys remember. Oh, it's actually one final prompt here. Is not more. Yeah, I don't want that. Let's build it out. Build it out. I have nothing else to say. Just build it out. Like, do the thing. Cool. So it's going to do its thing. So I'll try to refrain from working on this until Friday, and maybe we'll make Friday another Hermes day. But chances are I'm going to be working on this tomorrow quite a bit. Like on my other screen while I'm building out a few other things. So yeah, I'm not sure what Friday's topic will be, but I think maybe we just do Hermes streaming all week. See how far we get from start to finish. I think that wouldn't be a bad thing. But let me prep an invite for anybody who wants to join the Discord. We'll do 10 uses, expires after 7 days. That way, if anybody's watching the recording, you should be able to get in no problem. Why is it trying to lead them to showcase? Let's do chat. Invite to server. Edit 10. Generate copy. Yeah, listen, it's right around that time. I just want to say thank you to everybody for stopping by, for interacting. We were just vibing today. We were just vibing a Hermes agent build, logo design concept, laughing. I mean, some of these logos were bad, but listen, this is all about showing the process live. I enjoy this. So thank you for being here. Thank you, Pokemon. I agree. I really appreciate you. Thank you, Derek. Thank you, Mr. Baker. Thank you, Sharma. And also why I'm also creating my own kind of streaming deck platform is for me to say thank you to everybody who commented more efficiently. Because right now I have to scroll through chat to pin. Thank you, Yiggy. Thank you, Cuban. Thank you, Gob. Izzy. Thank you, Stonesy. Thank you, Hermes Runtime. Thank you, Aries. Thank you, Whoosh. Thank you, Fourth. Thank you, Alejandro. Thank you, Danny. Wait. Oh, no. I just tried pinning Danny, but he disappeared. And yeah. Oh, thank you, Andra. Who else commented at the beginning? I can't remember all the names. Thank you, Ross. And thank you, Chaos. Yeah, check that. I just posted that link. So, obrigado. Thank you for being here. Hope everybody has a great rest of the week. Stay tuned for tomorrow. I'm launching part 2 of Tuesday's video where we actually walk through the deployment of a web app with Stripe, GitHub, Vercel, and Convex. We wired it all together. It's going to be a long one. It should be a fun one. I'll record it first thing in the morning, and then we'll be back at it on Friday with the usual live stream. I think we're going to stay focused on Hermes unless the comments overpower and choose something else. So thank you again to everybody for stopping by. Thank you for your time. Have a great rest of the day, and I'll see you on Friday. Until then, happy building. Cheers.